Hello and welcome to the Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
And I'm Jason DeRoss.
Welcome everyone. It's Monday. I look way more tan than I am. I think I'm just flush, you know?
I feel for like soft porridge, I look pretty good. You know what I mean?
Jason and I are having two soft days. I feel like I've already lived 9 lifetimes this morning.
Yeah. We'd be dead if we were cats. Like we would just be dead.
I would be a dog. If I was a cat, I'd be a dog at this point. Yeah, so we are going through many things, but we're here. We're so excited. Jason, I completely got the dates wrong. Do you want to tell everyone what you're doing?
Oh, yeah, because, yeah. Well, surprise, Wednesday's different for 2 reasons on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
1, it'll be Amanda's birthday. Let's give it up for Amanda. And 2, I will be in Canada. So
your mind, Barbara.
My accent will be fully strong again. I'll be right back to where I was, and I'll be drinking maple syrup, I guess. I don't know, but
okay. The rest of us will be drinking maple syrup, but I'm glad that you'll be drinking maple syrup. So
see, but even when you said those 2 different ways there, it sounded the same to me. So I don't know what the difference is.
And and that's why we adore you. I cannot get over the red. I'm gonna have to deal with this, but Stephanie,
it's not the redness. What it is it's literally a shine.
Yeah, I'm quite shiny today. There's nothing I can do about it at this particular juncture.
If you were like, 1,000 years older, had a big beard and everything, I'd be like, you could really pass for a Santa Claus with those rosy cheeks of yours.
I cannot believe that
best compliment ever.
You just called me Santa Claus.
You say that you never get compliments, and I just called you the kindest person on the planet.
You just called me Santa.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stephanie says that she hasn't been able to join the chat in a very long time. Well, I'm glad she could come back for that memorable moment. Ho, 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 welcome. Yeah, and Julie, just some casual jolly Santa Claus cosplay. Why are you shaking your leg so much?
How do you know that I was shaking my leg? You can't see my leg.
I can see your hand losing its mind.
Oh, I see down here, this hand.
What's going on with you?
Nothing. That's actually, I do that all the time, and I get called out for it every once in a while. I guess I just.
Well, I'm glad.
Deserved.
Well, I'm really excited that you're coming back. I mean, we all miss you, and Canada, I'm sure, will be welcoming you with open arms.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's not like one of those things when you show up at the border and they're like, turn around, get out of here.
No, that's the States. I've never had a really lovely interaction crossing the border.
That's true. And I've even had a few friends literally turned around and turned back from the States before, which is crazy.
I remember I had Vic in a crate and all of my documentation, and they threw the document. They asked me like why I was bringing a dog. And I was like, I had all the paperwork, and then they took all of my paperwork, which, like if you're getting a green card and everything is a lot of papers and passports and pictures. And he threw it on the ground and told me to go pick it up.
That's fucking alpha dog.
Yeah. So I got on the plane, got so drunk. I was crying looking out the window. Like the stress, I was a nightmare. Yeah.
Because I don't even know what you would do at that point. There's not even like, I can't even think of like a comeback or anything. Like,
no, you say yes or no problem. Yeah. I'd like to go to the United States. Also, I believe Jenny's told us this story before, and it really makes me laugh every time I hear it. Yeah. Where she goes, my mom told me when people shake their legs, it's called pointing or ponting. So I always told people it was called ponting, but I learned a few years ago. Not a real word.
I love it. And that guy threw your papers and you should have picked them up like the Count from Sesame Street and just picked it one at a time. One.
Yeah, then he kicks me in the back and I'm just like toast forever.
Do you know what happened this morning?
Oh, God.
Charlie found the Three Stooges and I was like, oh, this is what they're for 4-year-olds. He laughed so much. But then what I didn't think of, and I kind of did, but then I had to put his socks on in the morning and he goes like this to me. He goes, bonk, and then bonk on my head, and he starts laughing. I was like, I guess that's comedy. I gotta give it to you.
It's interesting that you were saying hey, I guess that's comedy, where I'm hearing that story and I go, hey, we need to set some boundaries.
You got to take responsibility. I set a
Yeah.
4-year-old up. I said, this is what's funny. And he said, it is very funny. Now I want to be funny like dad's supposed to be funny. And I was like, well, then I can't really shame you on that.
Well, you need to set some boundaries because he's going to grow up to be one of those weird kids in the class who's like testing the boundaries, but with weird shit. So it's not cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was there. I was that guy.
I'll never forget there was a kid in my class once who was like really into Star Wars and I don't know why he did this, but in the middle of class we were silent reading. He was a very quiet boy. He slams the book down.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh my God, Luke won! He won!" And the teacher was like, "Settle down." And he was like, "You don't get it. Luke won." And he was like freaking out. And I was like, this is a kid who needs a boundary.
Yeah, but what the hell is he talking about? Was he watching it on his phone or something? And then Luke
Was
won
he
what?
watching it on his phone? He was reading a Star Wars book, like an adventure novel.
Oh, I missed. That's what he slammed down on the table. I was like, he slammed his book down. I was like, okay.
Okay,
And then he just clued in from watching it the night before. He's like, oh my God.
No,
he won.
Let me reiterate. I was in school, so all we had were books. We had keyboard class where they would pull keyboards out and you would do typing.
I don't know. We're generations different. So like for me, we just had
That's
abacus
true.
and we're just like, oh God,
Yeah.
this is the worst. But
Well, you were dealing with that. I was dealing with a medical morning. I was on the phone with my doctor, and
I'm still dealing with it.
yeah. But the thing about it is like when you're dealing with information, like if you're just like, oh, I have something on my butt or whatever, I triple down because I'm like, we're here. We're gonna, so I was making jokes and she was like, oh, like, and it's nothing serious, but she was like, oh, just like watch it for a couple of days. Basically I have like a fatty cyst. So it's not a huge deal.
No
Burger
big deal.
has one, like mother, like son, right?
Yeah.
We're dealing with them.
Had a bunch. They're great.
And so Jason was very lovely and called me and it was really sweet. But, I also love that I could have set a boundary and not said anything, but here we are. But the thing I wanted to bring up was like, I clearly haven't performed in a long time because the jokes I was giving my doctor, who probably has patients she needs to see at a more serious level, it was out of control. But she was laughing, so I appreciated that.
That's me every time. I mean, I think it's like, look, I'm not positive that this turn in my life where I was like, I'm going to have this comedic career, hopefully, came from a defense mechanism.
Of
you know what I mean?
course it did.
Right. So because I know for myself, as soon as I get in a doctor's office and I get serious, it's like, it's a flood of just jokes.
The jokes. Yeah.
And that's why because we know this story that when I had my heart attack, the fake heart attack.
Okay, but pretty close to a heart attack. Like you were on the table ready.
I was on an
surgery.
operating table to put 2 stents into my heart.
Exactly. So it wasn't like, ouch, ouch. And they were like, look at this fucking clown. No,
Yes.
It was like,
However, the reason why they didn't go in is because they're like,
you were laughing.
They're like, you're not showing signs. You're showing all the signs medically, like with the EKGs and everything that you're having a heart attack, but like you won't stop just like having fun with us. And they're like, we're going to give you another test that makes it absolutely sure. It takes 6 hours because they're going to take blood and like, I guess it takes 6 hours to do. But like, that's why they didn't do surgery on me because they were just like, jokes. You're in a good mood. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck's happening over here anymore.
I also will argue that they really haven't met you because like you have a bit of a manic energy when stressed out.
Yeah.
But it's still hilarious. But the problem is it's
a drunken manic energy.
No, but it's like on Friday's episode, you were out of control. Like
I felt great on Friday.
No, I know you were amazing, but I'm saying that you were on fire. I can't stop laughing. If you have not listened or watched to Friday's episode, like you truly are missing out. Like I think
it was a fun time. I think all 3 of us were just like, this is it's great to have Mr. Casual Friday back, and we just exploded our summer into our microphones. It was like, well, it's fun.
It was the best. But you were firing at all cylinders, and I feel like people don't understand that like that's you, but like if you're nervous or you're concerned, like it is amplified, but like I can tell that you are panicked, but you are also being fucking hilarious. So but it's like people don't know.
I understand what you're saying because you've seen me on an airplane. However,
Oh, you on an airplane is next level because like you are white knuckling
which I'll be
the
on one
seat.
tomorrow, and
You're
so
going to be
get
on one
ready for that.
tomorrow. Oh, Jameson wants to know, did they actually stop the surgery because Jay's kimono was too nice? Yeah, he was actually wearing the silk kimono.
I was.
Yeah, I can't believe that surgery story, but I'm not surprised you were telling jokes. I feel like even on your deathbed, you will be like,
Oh, right to
ripping
the
them.
very end. I was like trying to kind of
Yeah,
post stuff on Instagram. Like when I would between when I had to wait 6 hours, which was like midnight till 6 a.m. I
yeah.
was just in this room, and I was just like, I don't know, gonna text friends and be like,
Oh, sorry,
heart attack.
are you hearing this? Jenny says in the chat. A side note, Jason, you look really handsome today.
Oh, Jenny, that's so nice.
This is as tall as I'll ever be.
I don't know how to take that.
Take it.
It's
Just
like,
let it land. Let it
thank you.
land. One of us has to just lead the charge with attractiveness today, and I'm
I'll
glad
blame
that
it
it's
on the
you.
cardigan because literally I was like, there was so much going on this morning for both of us. We had like all this weird shit going on. So it was like, oh, I got to rush to this podcast and rush to my child's room. I thought I looked like a piece of dirt, so I threw this cardigan on. I was just like, well, this will save it all. So
Here's what I want to talk about is your
thank the
language.
cardigan.
I want to talk about your language here. So someone has just said that you look very attractive. Okay.
Yeah.
And now you've said, let's blame it on the cardigan. Blame.
Yeah.
So even negative connotations, let's get this guy fired. You like what you're seeing? This guy's fired. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Jason looks great. The beard looks great. I'm glad. I'm sending you all the positive energy.
It's this light or the new, now that I'm using this proper camera, because this is the way it normally, and you're like, Jason, you just have a goatee. And I'm like, I would never, ever shave a goatee into my face.
I will tell
but
you.
now you can kind of see that there is sparse hair here when I don't shave or whatever.
Can I be honest with you? I can see the sparse hairs on the side. It's still a goatee.
I know it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
A goatee is just the worst.
Listen, I know. Listen,
and I'm sorry if you're out there wearing a goatee and you're just like, no, I actually kind of like it. It makes my chin shaped or something. But like
the Lin-Manuel of it all. I mean, the fact that he has a goatee is
for some reason he pulls it off.
I don't think he does.
He looks like a pirate a little bit.
I think my unresolved anger with Lin-Manuel lies solely in the goatee, because him on stage in Hamilton with it, I'm like willing to like go, okay. But the fact that he's done the show and he's still walking around with a goatee, I can't believe. And I think the only reason we like it is because he's a celebrity.
Every time someone says Hamilton, I always think of Hamilton, Ontario first. And you're like, when I saw him in Hamilton, I was like, is he in Hamilton? Oh, yeah, of course. It's a fucking Hamilton play.
And I'll tell you, Hamilton the musical, whatever.
We've had a whole episode on it. We know.
I know.
Do you know what I did see this weekend? And it popped up. You know how like you get like when you first turn on Netflix and it's like the first main thing.
Yeah.
Like normally it's like lately it's like the Queen's Gambit or something.
Oh, so good.
But a movie popped up the other day and I was like, oh, that looks good. And look at all the people in it. And it's my favorite people. Oh, and it's about this. I was like, oh my God, this movie's going to be sick.
Grown-ups
and then
too.
It was from 2018. And I was like, how is nobody talking about this movie? Have you seen, I'm going to get the title wrong, but you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's a feudal something, but it's Will Forte, his movie where he does the National Lampoon sort of biopic of National Lampoon's beginning, I guess.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. I watched a movie with him where he played like a vampire guy, and it was actually so terrible I had to turn it off.
I haven't seen that one, but you need to see this Doug Kinney movie. It's called it's a feudal something. I can't remember the name of it. A Futile and Stupid Gesture.
Thank you,
yes,
Rob.
Thank you, Rob. You need to watch that movie. You need to watch that movie.
Jameson,
I can't believe that it's 2 years old.
A bit late. A bit late on that. A bit late. No, I'll watch it tonight. Listen, I'm dealing with, my fatty cyst, so I can just lay down. I'm just going to lay down and just take it all in.
I love it.
I'll watch it for sure. We've got a lot of Lin-Manuel Miranda fans. Megan says, I'm in love with Lin-Manuel, and I don't care who knows it.
Lots of people are.
We welcome that in this community. We welcome us being incorrect.
Another movie I watched last night, because I have a son, is The Return of the Magic School Bus. And
I can't believe I did an audition for that. Like, really think about it.
Well, do you know who got it? Kate
McKinnon. But I'm basically, that's the only celebrity impression I can do.
Well, no, you can do a great, was it Bonnie Hunt?
I could do Bonnie Hunt, but I've retired it since because the Kate McKinnon where she's just like, oh, okay. It's very hands. Oh.
You know that it's a cartoon, so your hands don't play into it that much.
I'm just saying I have the manic, bossy energy that Miss Frizzle freaking requires. Let's get some unknowns in the mix.
I bring it up because then at the end, the songs in it are done by Lin-Manuel.
Fucking Lin-Manuel. Like, okay, you want to go on Netflix? They have a documentary about, or docu-series about songs where people talk about a certain song. So I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, or it might be on HBO.
It could just be like, what's this song? Does anyone remember that?
Actually, can Jason and I host a show called What's This Song? And we just go, it's like, ba-da-na, ba-da-na. And we'll have guests on like Dave Grohl and stuff. And we're like, ba-da-na-na.
I think she was an like a songstress of the 70s or a guy with a really high voice. I don't remember if it was like.
It was like high, like think of like denim jackets.
And then it was one of those instruments that is it an oboe? I don't know, but like, you know, it's like a.
So Jason's going to be doing that, and I'm going to do the bass, which is just kind of like boom, 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 boom. So Dave Grohl, any choices? Any guesses? Or
Dave Grohl would actually be the perfect person because he's funny as fuck. That guy's
we'll
great.
give him his drums. He'll have his drums, and you know, and his guitars and shit. Although, and I love the Foo Fighters, but don't you feel like every Foo Fighters song is like, this is a Foo Fighters song? Like, isn't it always kind
well, that's how they start every song. You know how like movies they have credits and it's like blah blah presents, like it's like Judd Apatow presents. It should be like that's how I would start every song. This is a Jason Derulo song. Let's get into it.
It sounded a bit like you were barfing into a toilet.
Yeah, that's how that's how my band kicks it.
Oh, ew. A little self-promotion. Jameson said he just watched an episode of Detention Adventure.
Yeah,
that's a show.
If you don't know what Detention Adventure is, it's starring the great Stacey McGonigal.
Well, I'm in it very, very little, but it is very fun with some very fun pals who made that show. My friend who writes it is like talking about season 3, and like it's always concerning because he's like, "Are you cool with like this?" Like we'll just because the whole point is like I get tortured so they can get detention.
Oh man, I would say yes to everything.
But you know about the mouse story. I've said that a million times over.
Yeah. But what's the ones? I don't even want to spoil it because they're writing this right now. But like, what's something that maybe you would say no to, or what's something that they said that you're like, I don't know about.
The only thing I've ever said I'd be concerned with was the mouse stuff. Like, you want to dump me in a thing, you want me to jump in a whatever, you want me to like get poured with red paint. Like, I'm down for it all. I just think that's so fun. Like, that's the shit I love to do. It's like that's fun on set. Why not?
Yeah.
And
I remember. I think it was my first like shoot ever. I shot this like, it was a feature, but they just wanted to shoot like the first 20 minutes to get it made, and we had to do this like it was a horror film, and all night because it's non-union is one of the first things. I was literally like outside in the freezing cold, like it was probably end of November. In a forest, and I'm wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, and they had me covered in mud and stuff like that, and all night you're freezing, but you're like, I'm doing it, man. So great.
Ew. Who the fuck is this guy? Ew. What the hell? You're acting like you're on the set of Platoon.
Oh yeah, I was. I got up at the end and was just like, no. I should send you that clip. You would actually be like, what?
I would really love it.
Is going on? I don't know if I have it anymore, but
I hope that you find it because the one clip that I think about almost
weekly, I get killed.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I also want to find that one clip of you from the web series that I keep forgetting the name about, the basketball one. You know the basketball one that's like terrible callback.
No, I love it. Any given weeknight.
Any given weeknight. And I think Jason, that scene
Which one?
Of you in Any Given Weeknight might be one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen.
Are you talking about? Well, I know what episode you're talking about.
You preparing for the party.
Episode 5.
It is honestly one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That's really nice. I think like how do
This made me laugh a lot. Jen goes, I dropped something just as Stacey said, the only thing I won't do is stuff. And my first thought was butt stuff. No boundaries Monday. I mean, that too. It's only because I ripped my ass while golf karting or working at a golf course. But if you guys want information on that, I'll share it.
I know this is the first date and I said I'm down for anything, but right now my ass has got a cyst and I've tore my ass once or twice.
I was working at a golf course when I was 17. I thought I had the whole world in front of me, and then I shit a full thing of hay, and it was never the same. Tamika with the win. Ding, that's my stop. Yeah, you know what? When you're 17 and you think
you gave birth to a shit because you ripped your ass.
I ripped my ass when I was 17. No, I was 19. I ripped my ass at 19.
All the girls at high school the next day. So how was it?
First of all, I wasn't even in high school. I was like,
no, you would have been done.
I was like, I'm a woman. I'm going to university. And then my ass was like, ding, that's my rip. Yeah. Julie, sorry, that might be TMI, but who cares? Julie says, yipey, full
yipey diapies. Yep.
Yeah. I remember getting really, I was enjoying the wine. And maybe a little bit of marijuana when I was younger. And I remember telling that story to a roommate of mine, and she looked at me and she was like, I ripped my ass too. And we really bonded.
How do you rip your ass when you're dumping? Like that, did you eat knives?
Yeah, I was trying to like keep it thin.
I ate a glass once, like, and I was so scared about like what was going to happen to my body.
This is hilarious. Emma's like, I'm late, and Stacey ripped her ass. It is one of those things where this is going to be on the internet forever, and all of you know, but that's fine. I tell the story all the time. No, I just was like completely dehydrated and was young and was like working at a golf course and like partying all night and like going to work in the morning and just living that classic university lifestyle. And one day my stomach was like, listen, things have got to change. We have to tell her. We have to tell her about water.
But you telling that story is great because it's like, oh yeah, we've all been there. Drunk, too much wine. Oh my God, yeah. You wake up, you're so yeah. You're like, yeah, and when you rip your ass when you take a shit, and everyone goes, what?
Here's the thing too, Tamika, you're right. Wait, you ate glass? What the fuck is going on?
It was dumb days. There was a. Well, I don't want to even get into it, I don't think, but like...
You accidentally ate glass and I ripped my ass, and that's going to be the title of the podcast, and here we are. And Jenny goes, I've been here the whole time, but I feel like I've missed something, and absolutely.
I was at a bar, but I thought it was funny, like, I was drinking in my pint glass, and then it was time to go, and I don't know why, but I was like, hey, guys.
You did not. Ew, Jason, what the fuck?
I was dumb. I was like 19. This is when we were like breaking bottles on our heads and things like that.
Did you crack your lip open?
I had blood at one point, but it wasn't like my lip was cut open or anything. No. And then he spit it in the glass or whatever. But then when I left, later on in the night, you can feel like little shards here and there. And you're like, oh, that was stupid. And me being a hypochondriac, I'm like, all night, I'm like, well, for sure, I'm dead now. Like, for sure, there's glass, like fiberglass ripping the insides of me out. This is insane.
Can we just pause a second? You can't say, me, hypochondriac. Bit into glass as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have that title if you're not going to earn it. Also, this is my favorite comment so far. Did Jason already explain the giant mug?
This mug, not that giant.
I hate how you're holding it. Can I be honest with
I
you?
know.
It looks like it's a fake hand. Oh, okay.
So, but my actual giant mug, I think I've told this story before too. Look, we're done. We've told all our stories. But like, I believe it broke when I moved down here. It was the only thing I took it out and I was like, no, my big blue mug, which was like this big. I was like, oh, it's so great.
We'll have to get you a new mug.
But this one is,
Can I do a little pivot quickly? Because I did something this weekend, two things that have changed my life, and I really want to talk about it. So the first one is I found like a workaround on my Peloton so I can watch Netflix and YouTube videos on my Peloton.
Sick.
So I went on my
Wait a minute, your Peloton, which is which you love.
Yeah, love.
We've done a whole big thing on it. On the screen, you can only get the Peloton you've just figured. I assumed you could get whatever. Like when you're spending that money on a bike, I'd be like, no, I better get fucking everything on here.
Right,
I want to watch live
then,
sports and.
Yeah, and of course, and we would want that, right? And that might be a reason to not purchase the bike. But Stephanie just bought a Peloton last night. Well, add me, girl. Let's ride together.
Yeah.
And
I'm dying for one. As soon as I make my first million.
I actually think you would really love the Peloton, to be honest with you. Now,
I would. I'm dying for a bike. You have no idea how much I'm dying for a bike.
Well, I will tell you, just get divorced. That really helped it for me. Just just manic energy that comes from that. And then you needing to prove that you're okay. You'll drop as much money as you need. You'll spare no spence. But
whoa, you what?
Spare no spence. Spence.
That was your little rascal.
Spare no spence.
Spare no spence, guys. This treehouse is going to be killer.
You guys, if we want this treehouse, we can spare no spence. Do you understand? But so the Peloton, you can follow classes, which I love. I mean, that's what keeps me going. Or you can do like a free ride where you just kind of like bike around. You can like bike around.
Oh, does it have one of those things that it's like you can pick the mountains of Nepal and be like, I'm just going to bike through them, and then you actually go on the tracks of that, like Google Earth? You can do that?
Yeah. It's really awesome.
They're making the world where we never have to like move, like leave our house.
I know, it's true. But it's really, really cool. So you can listen to your own music and do that. Or you can just do like a plane ride and not look at anything if you're kind of like a murderer or whatever you want to call yourself.
Have you done these Oculus goggles yet?
No, I'm not doing that.
I know,
so anyways.
Okay, great. I'm listening.
Okay, thank you. But I've been getting not bored, but I was just like, man, I've been really getting into this trashy podcast, and they do a video version. And I was like, because I'm dealing with my cyst, I was like, man, I can't really work out. Really
I didn't think we were going to talk about that today, but you're dropping that cyst like it's hot.
I mean, this podcast is just to make everyone feel
normal.
So I don't care. I'm telling everyone anyways. I was just like, I'm not going to work out too hard. So I'd love to just be able to ride my Peloton. Well, I'm on TikTok and I figured it out. And it's just like a quick little workaround. And all of a sudden I was on YouTube and it was the best.
Can you get on other things other than YouTube?
Yeah. It's just on my, to me, because like, what's this? It's just on my leg. It's no big deal. It'll be fine. It's going.
It's fine. It's a hot cyst.
It's going away. It's.
This is one of those things. Do you know that guy had a sty one time? You know what a sty is, right? It's a cyst on your eyelid.
Oh, I've had those too. Not to make everyone
to the point where I literally had to have like they had to like cut it off. Which I know we're getting into disgusting territory, but like they put a blanket over you like this, so just your eye. It's got like one of these like what are they called? Like what is it when they take all the bacteria? What are those things called? Like it's a
tray?
No, it's a blanket, but it's been so it's clean as could possibly be for doctor sense, whatever that word is.
This podcast is off the fucking rails. What the hell are you talking about?
It's one. Anyways, it's like so I had a blanket so you can just see my eye, and he's like, then they freeze it, but you're awake.
Oh, this was you. They had to remove a sty from you.
Yeah, and he's cutting it off or whatever, and then he goes, "Oh no," or he said, "Oops," or "Oh no," or something. And I started laughing, but he could just see like the blanket going like this, and I was like, oh. And he's like, "No, don't cry. It's okay. It's okay." And I was like, okay. I was like, "Thank you." But underneath this, thank you, Kelsey. This is the word I was looking for, and everybody is saying it. Sterilized.
No, I like to go with what Jenny said. Clean as could possibly be for doctor sense. Oh my God, we're so dumb today. What happened?
Spare no speds. Give me a sterilized.
As Jameson said, spare no cyst, which might be the title of the podcast. I just want to say that I was trying to tell you something really cool that happened to me, and you had to talk about you crying, getting your pink or your sty removed, and the doctor saying, "Don't cry."
I wasn't crying though. I was laughing, but I guess he thought I was crying.
Saying, "Thank you."
What was the important thing you wanted to tell me?
Whatever. Kayla says, off topic, Stacey, I wanted you to know I watched your Christmas movie last night. She goes, it was good, but my husband felt sad for the other guys. Yeah,
Was
I
this
get
your
it.
Christmas movie? The one that I was talking. That's not a Christmas movie. What's your Christmas movie? Have I not seen it?
Remember when we were doing the Fringe show and I was shooting the movie in the
Yeah,
summer?
I remember that.
Yeah, the movie's called No Sleep Till Christmas. And
I don't know.
I play the best friend.
I remember recording. I've definitely watched it. I just don't remember it.
Oh yeah, I watched it last Christmas. Maybe I'll watch it again this Christmas. But if I feel in any way that I
Well,
was thinner then, it's not going to be a good viewing.
Stacey, is this a? It's a full feature, right?
Yeah, we cannot do it as a movie night. That's just
Yes,
so,
we
no,
can.
we
Is
can't.
it on Netflix?
I don't know if it's on. Kayla, how did you watch it? I'd be curious.
If it's on Netflix, let's make the deal right now. That's what we're watching for our movie night.
Yeah, but I want people to know that they can make fun of it.
Yeah, we all
Like
gonna
that's
make fun
the
of it.
point. And like,
Yeah.
but don't feel like you can make fun of me too. If we were to watch it,
It's not on Netflix. Point
oh, it's
move.
not.
Well,
But,
I'll call Netflix today and see if they'll put it on.
Honestly, Jason, you saying clean as could possibly be for Dr. Sense we might have hit rock bottom. I just want to say.
But it was a word I was searching for and couldn't find it. So how do you explain sterilized? How would you explain sterilized if you couldn't find that word?
I'm wondering if I would lose that word. That just seems like the one that's like such an important descriptor.
Okay, so then right, but what would you say instead of like the blanket on my face, but it was like one of those blankets that was
I'd
fill
have been
in the
like, I had
blank.
a surgical blanket over top of me.
Okay, you're better than me.
Oh, well, hello. So I did that with my Peloton. I felt really cool about it. I was on the Peloton for like an hour. You know what? It was great. I didn't like go super crazy hard and I still burned like almost like 600 cal.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I want a stationary bike. I'm like, if you're gonna watch TV, just go on a bike. But you don't even have to go hard. Like, just if I'm pedaling the entire time, if I'm watching a movie, that's 2 hours of like just
And
pedaling
I like
away.
to crank. I like to crank that resistance.
Crank
We
it
get
up.
it. We like to crank it real high. We like to spare no expense. So then I did that, and then I went to. So I went to bed. I would
you
like
do.
to talk about sleep after. So remind me.
Okay.
The chat, not Jason, but the chat. But as I was going to bed,
Yeah,
I
I
was
won't
like, do you know
remember.
what would taste really good? And I just thought of a recipe. And
Rolos.
it's so trash. No, Rolos are the chocolate's too thick. I was thinking about taking like a chicken breast and making a really nice hot sauce marinade and then
Yes.
doing like a buffalo chicken with some cheese on top. Super simple recipe, but I was like, man, that just sounds really good.
It does.
So
Throw it on
last
pasta or
night-
something, like a little, just a tiny bit of pasta. Yeah, that's
No, I did some salad. So I made that last night. And as you know, I don't like to
different
cook
lives.
meat. And I baked it. And I read an article that says if you bake a chicken breast at high heat for less time, that's how you get a juicy
Yes.
breast. And so I did that. I made a really nice hot sauce with like Frank's and butter and some spices. It was out of and then like fresh mozzarella and old cheddar.
Yeah.
Baked that.
And how you did not put that on pasta now, because basically you're making chicken parm almost.
I know.
That's so good.
I put it on some arugula and I added cut up pickle because it's like, you know, when you get hot chicken and then with a pickle. Guys,
don't,
get
but-
out of here with that.
I'll do that.
It was amazing.
Because like I went to Boston Pizza one time and they were like, you can get a pizza that has like pickles on it. And I was like, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I'll take one. And I ate that. It was good.
Yeah. Pickles are great. I'm telling you, the Popeye's chicken sandwich, I think the only reason I love it so much is
the
because
pickles.
of the pickles. Like the chicken is like quite breaded, but the pickle really makes it. But anyways,
So
I made this thing
when
last
I get
night.
back to Canada, I do have to quarantine for 2 weeks, obviously. But
Yeah.
maybe after that, I'll bring up, because that'll be noon. I'll bring a Popeye's sandwich and try it for the first time
Popeyes.
on our
Yeah.
pod.
Fucking hell yeah. Absolutely. And Stephanie goes, please add pasta to Jason's t-shirt.
How am I saying
Absolutely.
pasta wrong?
We'll have to get Elizabeth. She's got the official list. Jameson says, I wanted that dill pickle pizza at the X last year.
Buddy, live your life. Did you get it?
Yeah, did you? I'm telling you, I love a pickle. But
Or
I made
did
that
the X
dinner last
close?
night. It was
Did the X
incredible.
open last year?
Oh yeah. I know I sound like such a negative Nancy on this podcast. Elizabeth, on it. Thank you. The X for me is like, even as my mom used to take us to the X every year and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go. My mom would be like, it's our family thing. I take you there. And I'd be like, ugh, it's so like gross. Cause
Forced tradition.
and nothing says forced tradition quite like my family. And we
I
all
think I
would
say the
go.
X, because the X is just a bunch of people walking around going, kids, trust me, when I was a kid, this was the place.
Exactly. Why do that to your kid? They don't care.
Well, I showed my kids Three Stooges this morning, so maybe
that's different. I also wanted to tell you that my dad, so my nephew, I got a whole full house situation going on. So my nephew, my dad, hang out all the time, and my dad will watch Westerns in the morning. He always gets up really early, like 6:30,
what kind of
7 in the
Westerns?
morning.
Like black and white Westerns,
Black
or
and
like
white Westerns.
Young Guns?
My dad, no, black and white Westerns. My dad likes all Westerns, but like black and white Westerns. And so he really likes this show called The Rifleman, which is an old timey Western. And my nephew got into it because my dad would be up at like 6:30, 7. And when we wake up,
I'm Sheriff Brady.
Yeah, I'd be like, what have you been doing all morning? Papa and I were watching The Rifleman. You were watching excuse me, what? The Rifleman.
They were in front of the saloon and there was a lot of boxes with dead people in them.
So, Auntie Stacey, there was like these guys, right? And they were not listening to the rules. And then the rifleman waved his gun and says, you have choices to make. And then they made the good choices. It's all like morality. Also, Jason got so excited when it might have been Young Guns. Ridiculous. It was not Young Guns, I can tell you. But anyways, but this is, I feel like I'm all over the place, but I also wanted to bring up sleeping because as we're approaching the winter in quarantine, I've been trying to get ahead of any sort of sadness.
Okay, that's impossible, but okay.
Very impossible. Very impossible.
So what are you picking out your things you're going to be sad about and being like, let's just get through this right now?
Yeah, I've been picking a lot of like sadness stuff early because I was like, it's still bright. Let's talk about not where you thought you'd be.
Guys, there's a vaccine. We're going back to normal. Oh, great. So now I can worry about all the fucking things I was worried about before the pandemic.
Great. Let's bring those on.
So everyone else gets to be happy now, but I got to be stuck in my old shit again.
Alone. Can't have consistency. Have yet to find work-life balance. Greatest success was finding a brake code in her Peloton. So funny. But anyway, so the sleep, I've been looking at the psychology of sleep. So I ordered this book that's coming in. But it's all about like, especially with us who used to like work late at night and then eat late at night and do all that kind of stuff. And it's like the psychology.
Well, those habits are still there.
Totally.
Even though I've been locked in my house.
Exactly. So it's like how to like fight that. And one of the tips, I was just kind of, how you get like a little sample on Amazon before you buy it. Yeah. One of the things was like clean room. Don't have your phone on. Like a lot of CEOs and like billionaires, they'll turn their phone off 2 hours before bed because the blue light convinces your brain that it's sunlight.
I've heard all this stuff before too, because they're like shut it down 2 hours prior and all that kind of stuff. Because my worry is this. It's the same for like stop drinking. It's the same for like not because I don't sleep. I'm a terrible sleeper. Yeah. But what happens when you actually sleep, stop drinking, and all of a sudden life kicks in and you go, oh, my perception was way off. My life sucks. And then you go, oh no, let's just go back.
You get clarity and you're like, oh, I need to get drunk.
I thought all these people liked me. They don't like me at all.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? So apparently there's also like, there's a big lunar eclipse today. And from what a lot of people are saying is this is a time of like ending and new beginnings. Jenny, right. Please get in the chat and let me know if I'm correct or if you have any information on the lunar solar eclipse. But yeah, so, sometimes you need to cut those people out and realize they're not really serving your life.
Yeah. But
sometimes ignorance is bliss and we don't talk about it enough. The same old.
Truth is only perception. So it's like.
Oh, God, the fucking Truman Show. It only took us how many episodes?
But I wasn't even thinking Truman Show, but it's like literally like say we die tomorrow, everything you believed is your truth. So that's just what you're living, right? Like my life was great, sure. And then you die, but like people write books about how it's like, no, you've lived in a gutter and you were like,
What?
I don't know, but like
I can't with you in your mindset right now. I can't. But Jenny's talking about it's full moon in Gemini today. No, Jenny, can you elaborate on that? I just want to know because it's a big energy. So I'm not surprised. I feel like I've been kind of going through it emotionally. Oh, and
Are
can
you a
I
Gemini?
tell you?
You're a Gemini.
I'm a Pisces.
You're a Gemini though, right?
I'm a Pisces with a Libra rising. My lovely friend dropped off the best care package of my life. She dropped me off a beer, some weed, some Girl Guide cookies.
Is it
Okay.
Danielle?
No.
Danny?
And Danny, please. And no kidding. And this lovely card, I bawled my eyes out. The Girl Guide cookies lasted, but not 2 days. First of all,
They were more than 24 hours is a win. I actually it's a
Yes.
loss. What are you doing? Eat those damn cookies.
I ate all of those cookies, but what I'm saying is like, first of all, the Girl Guide cookies like are
Which one?
expensive, and you don't even get that many Thin Mints, of course. I'm only
Thank
missing
God.
the Thin
If they're the
Mint.
vanilla ones,
Oh God,
Shit
who's
them
getting any other flavor than a Thin Mint? You throw
Yeah.
those in the freezer. You throw them in the freezer, and then I dare you not to destroy them in less than 2 days.
yeah.
You
I
know
was
what,
gonna
we
say
need
put
to
them on
get-
ice cream, but I wouldn't get them that far. I've never actually done that. Put them on
Oh,
ice cream. So
hell
I don't know
no.
what I'm talking about.
I would love little sandwiches to unpack and create her own Thin Mints, for which I could buy some.
Oh my God, this is what I've been doing my whole life. This is where I fucked up. I've been
What?
charging my crystals during an eclipse.
Oh, they will absorb the chaotic energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't have that. Shayla says she ate a box of Oreos pretty much solo last Monday. That's okay. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Jen, I just had a Thin Mint moments ago. Oh God, they're so good.
Are the Girl Guides out right now selling cookies? Because they shouldn't be.
Here's what's
Freaking
messed
pandemic.
up. You can order them online. You can also get them at grocery stores here.
What?
Yeah. A Thin Mint is
Is this one of the Girl Guides was just like, oh, cool. Stacey's standing up front of the liquor store, and she's selling them in front of the church. So where am I going to go?
Why wouldn't I be in front of the church? Why am I at the liquor store? The fuck? Why am I at the liquor store?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out operations management, and I'm going to call Ralph's or Loblaws or something right now, and I'm going to figure it out. And then so literally all the cookies people are buying at grocery stores are going to one girl, and she's just like, I'm going to Disneyland, baby.
First of all, I wish I had a Girl Guide connection but I'm also glad I don't, because I was unstoppable. Like they were gone. There was no option of them being available 3 days after.
I love this.
Cirillo,
I wish I
ordered
had a
half
Girl
pound-
Guide guy, because you're literally going to be
connection.
calling. Yeah, but you're literally calling someone.
My drug dealer.
Yeah, but like the parents like, it's 2 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah, is Jessica there? Is Jessica there?
Just wake her. It's fine.
Does she want to go to San Diego for the big Girl Guide meetup? Because I'd love to take her there. So why don't you get Jessica on the goddamn phone, Lorraine, and shut up about the time? Because time is just a construct. It started with rocks and shadows. So shut up and get me on the phone with Jessica. I need 4 boxes of Thin Mints. I have a leg cyst. I can't move. I'm watching a podcast on my Peloton and I'm not even moving.
Well, you're not going to stay and eat some of these with me?
Yeah, the drug dealer who's like, you want some of these? No, I don't want to eat them with you. You know, that's a huge problem for me. And I'm wondering if people feel this as well. I love to eat when I get home. So like, let's just say you and I are in a car and you're like, let's get some McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to eat the McDonald's in the car. I want to get home
Fries.
and then eat my... No, but we've talked about this. I would get car fries. And then I would get my own fries to eat at home.
Yeah. On top of it, you know what else though? You can eat McDonald's in the car. Here's the one scenario you can do it in.
Okay.
Road trip.
Road trip, of course. I'm not saying road trip. I'm just saying like we're out and about and it's like, hey, are we going to do this? And we're like, yeah, let's get some fast food. I want to go home and watch TV and eat it.
Are we going to do this? I put a mask on? No. The McDonald's thing. Oh, yeah. We're going to do that. I'm down for whatever.
I love that. Yeah, I'm down for whatever. I'm just down for whatever. Jameson says car fries. This is revolutionary. You don't do car fries?
You can do car fries. You can do car nuggets. Like you can do car
yeah.
nuggets, but except
Because
there's no dip for car nuggets, and that's why you
yes,
get car
there
fries.
are. What are you talking about?
You do dip in the car?
I'm never driving. No
Oh,
one
I'm
wants me
driving.
driving. Well, then I would get dips and I would be like, do you want me to dip this for you?
Yes, in honey.
Yeah, sure.
You're allowed to. What did Voodoo Lion get not being able?
Sometimes if you
If you curse, they exit out.
yeah, because they think it's spam. That's fine.
Oh.
But Laura's proven them wrong by just saying fuck, and for that I love that. That's what we're here for. But yeah, I think
she was just trying it out. She didn't want to say it, but then it wore out. She was like, oh. It's like when you're a kid and they're like, I don't know, does that alarm button in the elevator work? I don't know. Let's press it. No, you press it, and then you do it, and you're like, oh shit, it worked. Now what do we do? How do we stop it?
I remember I had to go to the principal's office because I was playing double dutch, and I. Jason! What are you laughing at?
Because I'm trying to figure out the swear word you put into like. I don't even know a double Dutch song, so I can't like jump into it. But like, Stacey jumped higher and fuck the Stacey to the principal's office.
The cool kids asked me to play double dutch with them, and then they were swearing, and so I desperately wanted to fit in, so I started swearing. The problem is I've always been this. I was never like, I'm a kid. Like I was just always like, what the fuck? And so it landed pretty hard, and I had to go to the principal's office. My sister was already in there. My sister's like, she's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I was like, I fell down. I actually hurt myself. She's like, whatever. She didn't care at all. You
guys are like a sitcom family in the sense of like, it's like if you watch the Goldbergs and one of them goes to the principal office, the other one, it's like, there's no other kids in there. It's just their family. No. Like, oh yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
It's just, Voodoo Line, you weren't Kyle? No, I was. I was like, please don't tell my parents, please. Please. The principal's office. You had a soft in there when you said it.
I got a sick Joe Louis in my lunch. Just wait till after lunch and let me eat my Joe Louis and then I'll get out.
Mr. Stevenson, please. I've got a fresh passion flaky. You must understand the excitement I have.
I see one on your desk right there. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking. You know my mom works at the. You know she works at the bakery. What do you need? How can we find a bond here? My mom used to call me because they used to make these things at the bakery at the grocery store. They would take like a croissant and they would dip it in like vanilla.
Yeah.
Almost like an old fashioned donut, right? They would do like warm.
What?
Warm croissants, and they would.
I feel like I blacked it there for a second, but they dipped flakies into like cinnamon bun goo.
Croissants. What? I never said cinnamon. Where did you go?
No, but cinnamon bun. I don't know what it's called, but like, you know that stuff they put on top of like a cinnamon bun, like the cinnamon bun goo, whatever that is.
First of all, I said a croissant.
Yes.
And then I said like a honey glaze.
Yeah.
And then you heard cinnamon bun.
Passion flaky and cinnamon bun goo.
I can see why your wife is often mad. Because holy hell, it couldn't have been more.
Everyone's just calling it icing. I feel like it's a bit more than icing. Like icing to me is what you put on like a vanilla cake, but like that stuff is different.
You are already panicking.
A bit more translucent. You know what I mean?
You know,
Robbie's right. It's a sterile icing, is what it is.
Oh my God. I think that you're already panicked about the plane and half of your brain has left because it's like, we're on anxious duty.
I forgot about the fucking plane. I am not going to be living through this. Here's the thing. My wife's already checked out what movies are on the plane and stuff like that. Right. I'm not going to. Yeah, exactly. But I'm also not going to.
How would you even know?
You can. There's a way to check, I guess, on the flight.
Weird.
I don't know. She showed me last night and I was like, oh, okay, cool, man. But like, I know that I'm just going to be.
You're gonna be a nightmare.
I'm gonna be talking to a stewardess or something about like, hey, you want me to be the pilot? Or that's pretty funny, huh?
I don't know why. I have no idea why you are reiterating the jokes that you've always done to the flight attendants.
Wait. You're using jokes in a very loose context there. They're not jokes.
That's what you. Okay, how many flights have we been on? At least 3 or 4 together.
I know, but those aren't what I just said wasn't jokes. They're not funny, but like when
No,
I'm
I know,
saying
but you say it every time. You're like, why don't I land the plane? Do you think we're gonna be landing? What's your name? You always ask their names, and it's so annoying. There's nothing worse than asking a service person what their name is. We don't even want to be there.
Do I do that? I don't know if I do that.
You do that.
Oh,
you do that. I don't know why I'm bothered by it. I think it's like I'm just shy, and I want the interaction to be as quick as possible. But Amanda says she's flown twice, and it's not pretty. She's with you on this one. But I feel I can understand why people get nervous while flying. But the thing about it is like you just got to breathe through it, which is easier.
The thing is, like, I'm
done.
not afraid to fly. Like, I'm like, great, we're going somewhere. I'm going to fly.
I think you're afraid to fly.
Yes, and no at the same time. It's like it's not like I'm B.A. Baracus and you got to drug me to get on the flight.
You're what?
Yeah, it's an old reference. Mr. T used to be on a TV show, and his character, they had to like shoot him with a tranquilizer to get him to fly, and they would drag his body onto the plane. Anyways, that's beside the point. I'll get on a plane. I'm not scared of it or anything like that. I'm not scared once we're on it either. There's just like
you
moments.
You are scared.
Like,
no, you're scared when you get on it too.
I'm scared at takeoff. That's
and landing.
In landing. And turbulence.
No, I just got it. A-team.
Oh, I knew it was the A-team. I just didn't know. I just didn't want to say it because it's like
Can you stop clicking your pen and stop?
I'm not clicking a pen. I'm playing with Lego.
You're playing with a Lego, telling me you're not anxious, and I simply cannot let that land for me. I think that I was a great passenger.
Nigel's here.
Have with, yeah. Cheers. I think that I have been maybe an ideal co-pilot during your anxiety. I don't accept it.
I know.
I don't allow you to feel it.
I know.
We get you a drink and we do some laughs and we just keep you distracted by everyone else's expense. I
had to go on like a 20-something hour flight one time, and but I had one of these. It's the only time that I've ever had like one of those things that are like you can go into the cool lounge beforehand, because my dad was doing a lot of business traveling at the time, and he's like, if you take this,
can just say rich. Just say you can just say.
No, he
rich.
had a lot of points because he was a salesman. He
Rich.
had to travel for his life.
He's rich, yeah.
But he got me into one of those things, and I was like, you walk into those places, and it's
yeah.
I drank like 2 bottles of wine because I was like, I can't get on this plane. But if I drank myself, and then as soon as I got on the plane, I was like, what's going on, man? Let's take off. It was great. It was a great time.
Well, in your mind, Barbara, you think that it's great, but I will tell you, having seen you at a completely as a nervous wreck, it is doesn't sound like that, and it's way too much.
But you haven't seen me down 2 bottles of wine before I got on the plane. Rich.
No, that is true. I will tell you, when I went into the lounge, when I was doing my pilot or whatever, and I got to pretend I was like famous for 3 seconds, and I got to be in the lounge, I couldn't believe they had open bottles of wine.
Yeah.
I was like, are you daring me? I must. What?
I know. That's when you don't grab a glass. You just go, oh, thank you, and thank you.
Well, I would never do that, but I certainly grabbed a glass, and I was like, glug. And then I remember I was on first class with this guy who kept telling me that he was famous. Now, upon reflection...
If you have to tell somebody constantly that you're famous, then you're not famous.
But I was young, and I was on first class, and I was like, this is crazy. So he told me this, and he kept making me go like toe to toe with him. Like he just kept drinking wine. And then I was at customs, and I was like, I need to go. I need to lay down. I was hammered. I was like, officer, can I tell you something?
Are you bringing anything with you? Just my dignity?
Freaking dignity, dude. My freaking fuel to party. I can tell you also I'm bringing a second wind. Okay.
I'm bringing good energy. So
I'm bringing, honestly, can you listen to me?
Quick question. Hammered. Do you guys have McDonald's in your country?
I'm glad to be back on the lands of poutine, motherfucker. It was a mess. Voodoo Lion, glug glug you garden tools.
Not wrong.
Yeah, but you know, I do fondly remember you being really panicked flying, and you and I annoying our friend to the point of her being upset.
Yeah, but that was because we were coming up with bits.
Yeah, we wrote
a web series in that flight, and I still like that's the one of the regrets I have in my life, that we didn't do that web series immediately.
I wrote the pilot.
No, well, I mean, yes, but like we beated that stuff out. But
Oh
that's a
yeah.
different. No, that's a different one.
No.
It was different.
No.
Yeah.
But it was, I remember getting off the flight and her being like, "Do you guys have a fun time?" You're like,
And see
"Yeah."
when I'm talking about perception, because I heard this. You guys had a fun time.
No, she was just like, I was so hungover. I was just so hungover from the night before. And we were like 7 a.m. like, ah!
We're hungover too, but we keep it going.
Oh, that's the difference. We are hungover too. Samantha loves
Plain
the drunk
fries.
impressions.
Hey,
Oh,
Jameson, not wrong. Plain fries.
you know, it's crazy that planes don't have that, because for me, when I'm on a flight,
Oh my God.
what?
You solved everything right now.
Why?
That's 100% true. Because the second you smell fries, you want fries. So everybody on the plane would always get fries. As soon as one person orders, it's all
I'd
over.
get fries.
Everybody on the plane gets fries.
Because my thing when I take a flight is I'm like, oh, I need all the snacks. Like for some reason, calories don't count in the air. So I'm eating like Pringles, M&Ms.
I've already got a bag full of, my backpack is filled with snacks.
Can
Good
you
to
bring
go.
snacks on a plane?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you could bring your own food. I hate when people bring sandwiches or something. It's like, can you screw off?
I brought peanuts, eggs, and bee stings, and I'm ready to open them up and get everybody.
I didn't get that joke till the end, and I was gonna be like, you can't bring that on the plane. I'm gonna I'm gonna my girl this whole plane. my girl is such. My girl. This is unrelated, but it is so tragic. For
I remember being like, "What?
But like,
What's going on? No,
him
that doesn't
dying,
happen."
he didn't need to die for that story to proceed. Like, it wasn't like he unlocked something in her. Like, he didn't need to die by a million bee stings.
But wasn't that was The Life of Owen Mimi, right? Was that one? Was that book was remade into that movie, My Girl?
Oh
Correct?
God, as
Was
if
it
I
the
would
same?
know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh my God. I will tell you, just going back to the chat, Jenny Cirillo goes, I was on a plane beside a guy who brought a tuna sandwich. So a tuna sandwich story. Let me tell you the grossest story. I was shooting a commercial in Spain.
Brag.
And yeah, actual brag. One of the coolest things ever. I don't smoke cigarettes, but was I having cigarettes and wine overlooking Spain? Yes, I was. Elizabeth, also, I love Stacey's random strong opinions. Always. And when I was flying back from Spain, we had to change planes midway through. And the second plane was, there was no movies, there was no screens, there was no outlets. Like, I had no phone, no nothing. And you know what they served for a meal? Was tuna sandwiches that were rotted in a bag. Like in a plastic wrap bag. So people had to all open these sandwiches, and it was
The pilot's
rotted.
mom made them like 2 days prior.
Yeah. And so everyone opens these like sealed plastic bags with rotted tuna, and the whole plane smelled like rotted tuna.
This is where fries would have been better and probably cheaper. Like just open fries and
Just
everyone
give
would
us
be like,
fries.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Who has a bad time with fries? And if you're going out for dinner, remember when we could do that, when we could all do that.
Yeah.
And no one, like, you have to get fries for the table. You have to get fries for the table.
Gotta get fries for the table.
Yeah. The audacity.
Also, this matches it. My brother brought a day-old shrimp po' boy on a plane, and I don't think I've ever wanted to not look related to someone more in my life.
Oh, Voodoo Lion. That is, yeah. I cannot. Nigel's allergic to peanuts? I didn't know.
No, he says he always brings peanuts.
Oh, I always bring a variety of trail mixes on.
But here's the thing, because I've thought the same thing, because I actually had peanuts. There's a great Trader Joe's trail mix, and I was like, I'm bringing this for sure. I love it. But then I thought, I'm not going to do that because of the plane. Because I don't think, if you ask the person beside you, great. But some people's allergies are so strong that I'd imagine as soon as it gets in the air, it's circulated air or whatever, right? So like, I'm like, I don't know.
See this. Okay, sorry. Jan goes, I used to work in a writer's room, and when we'd go for lunch, our boss ordered pancakes for the table. That's amazing.
That's a good boss.
And how do we feel about onion rings for the table? The best. That is a power move.
That's
a power move. I love that. I love that. I miss fries for the table, all with our gross hands just shove it.
Yeah,
right-
what's gonna happen now? Because like, are we gonna be too scared to order things for the table? It's like everybody picking out of the same basket.
I can assure you, there will never be a point in my life where I'm not getting fries.
Yeah, for the table.
Well, because what happens is everyone goes, "Oh no, I don't want any fries. I don't want any fries." And then I'm always the person who's like, "What if I just got fries for everyone?" Everyone's like, "Okay." And then everyone just like is a monster with their hands in there.
Yeah. I'm also laughing at this. Nigel Downer put, "Yep, not going to stop your boy." So Nigel's nice enough to know that the person beside him is like, "Hey man, these are going to affect you." Okay, cool. So he's nice enough to the person sitting directly beside him, but fuck the rest of the plane, man.
Oh yeah.
If you're that allergic, don't fly. You know, that's Nigel's mindset.
Gary Pancakes.
I
for
knew
the
it was
table
Gary
appears in-
Pearson.
Yeah. And fries for the table is the name of this episode for sure. Sweet potato fries, says Rob. Sweet potato fries for the table feels like pure display of wealth. Can I
This
tell
is
you
coming
this?
from a guy who I believe has his own little restaurant cafe thing at the Eaton Center, so he knows. He's a professional.
I can tell you, I'm not a super huge fan of sweet potato fries. I was for a while because I thought they were healthier. But what I do love that sweet potato fries has brought to the table as far as snackage goes is the spicy mayo dip.
Yep.
You're getting like the Cajun dip with this, and I like that with a regular fry.
Do you like horsey sauce?
What?
Do you like horsey sauce?
What the fuck is horsey
Yeah,
sauce?
I know it sounds the dumbest thing in the world, but isn't that Arby's special sauce? It's called like horsey sauce. And I think what it is like horseradish mayo, probably, now that I said that out loud.
That sounds amazing. Now, what I would, because this is what my favorite meal is like a dip dinner. I want a dip dinner. I want bread,
I'm
fries,
a condiment king. That's all it's about.
and I want like meat and cheese and pickles, and I just want to be able to like dip the things in the things.
I got an Instacart order yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago or whatever. And I got these chips that I'm like, they're not chips, but whatever. They're pop chips. So they're like crackery chips or whatever. But I don't eat them. I got them with like sort of, I was like, great. And I'll get tzatziki over here and I'll get hummus over here. Then the Instacart showed up. They're like, sorry, there was no tzatziki or whatever. And I was like, well, then what the fuck am I going to do with this? Now I've got these chips. I'm not going to eat these by themselves. Yeah. Anyways, I was like,
that's the story. That's very cool.
Yeah. I could say that about any of the stories I've told on this podcast. That could be the reaction for sure.
No, that's more my story where I'm like, I made chicken and my mom used to tell me when the fresh donuts came in. And you were like, okay. Actually, my thing.
Your thing is tiny donuts. That is your thing.
No, but can you imagine how sad it was that my mom, who worked at a bakery at a grocery store, would call me and go, the croissants are in. And I would get in the van and I would go and I would buy a fresh, hot croissant dipped in vanilla icing.
Dipped in
glaze,
cinnamon bun
vanilla
goo.
glaze. No.
Okay.
I can't. I also think there's nothing more frustrating than doing like an Instacart and then them being like still deliver. Like, at least tell me ahead of time that they're out of the thing.
Yeah.
Like this is such first world problems, and I don't do Instacart.
Up.
Oh, you fucked up. Yeah,
I jumped in the shower, and while they're shopping, they can text you and be like, "What's up? We don't have this." And I got out of the shower, and that's apparently when they went shopping. I got on the phone. It's like, "Do you want this tzatziki instead?" Too late. I'm buying. I'm moved on, and I was like,
"Well, that's your problem."
No,
well,
I know it's totally my fault. It was my fault, but I'm like, yeah. When my point to it was like, you order something because it comes in pairs, and you're like, well, now what am I going to do with this half?
I know. Totally. I absolutely get that. I'm trying to do that more because usually I would grocery shop and just buy whatever and just try and figure it out. But now I'm trying to like figure out the meals. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we really went through it. Jason, you are flying tomorrow. So we will cut this episode so you can get prepared and ready to go. Yeah. Now, Jason says he's going to be good to go on Wednesday, but it may be a solo Stacey. We'll just hold that in our hearts just in case.
I don't know why I wouldn't be. Well, I mean, like, I'll be ready to go.
Okay. Oh, that is so funny story. Megan goes, my Instacart driver was smoking in the car. My chips were not ideal. That's fucking
Did he
hilarious.
open the bag and was like, oh, yeah. Then you eat them and they smoky?
I saw a guy smoking with his mask. Like his mask was just moved a bit. So the cigarette came out of the mask and then he spit the cigarette out to the side and it fell onto the ground. And then he walked into he went and then walked into the store with the mask.
Oh, so he did it outside. That's good.
Oh yeah, no, he was in the middle of the Shoppers Drug Mart actually. So crazy. Anyway, so you have a safe flight.
Thank you.
Please send Jason any jokes, positive vibes that you can for the travel. We'll be back on Wednesday.
The goatee will be gone. It will not be back.
I will bring some tiki-talkies to review. Maybe we'll do some dumb stories. We'll unpack Jason's flight.
Yeah.
And
then Friday.
Friday is going to be Casual Friday. What cocktail will be there? What?
I just realized maybe I have to pack a robe.
I would pack a robe. Pack your robe. Mm-hmm. You guys are all the best. Thank you so much for making like truly all of our mornings just the absolute best. We adore you all. Jason, do you have anything to say?
I just want to say thank you. Everyone's putting safe travels. So thanks.
That's so nice. You're all the best. We will see you all on Wednesday.
And I'm warning the pilot that I'm coming. Warn the pilot I'm coming.
Oh, geez, Louise. Here we go. Bye.